Hello and welcome to Wake Up Missoula. I am Scott Ramp.
And I'm Noelle McFoy.
We have a great show for you today. We have two guests. We have Robbie and Rochelle, and they're talking about the Homegrown comedy that's happening tonight at the Crystal Theater. And they'll be out here in a bit to talk all about it. But first, let's talk about something that's happening. It is construction season, otherwise known as Montana Spring. And
No, in the newspaper, it's got this big, it's just like, construction.
And then I was like to Noelle, I was like, Noelle, it's springtime. And then, but today is going to be mostly sunny. So if we take a look at our National Weather Service, it is currently 30 degrees outside. It feels a little warmer. The sun will come out and it'll be as high as in the mid 60s. You can expect lows in the 38 with a 30% chance of rain. This weekend you can expect some chance of showers with a little bit of snow, probably mostly in the mountains. But I'm pretty sure it'll probably snow up in Glacier. It always snows in Glacier
until like July.
They're plowing in July.
I mean that.
Well, I actually heard, I overheard on a phone call from Hatton Lindman.
Oh yeah.
She was just in the hallway. I was doing that Missoula County Public Board, and she's like, "Well, I heard that." Where was I going with this?
Interesting.
That I set up a camping site in June, and I can get up, and we're gonna be able to drive up to Sun Valley because I heard they started plowing as soon as now at the Sun Road.
Oh yeah, Well, and going to Sun Road doesn't really open until July.
Yeah, they don't.
And it's only open for a month or two.
Yeah, it's really short-lived, but well, with hopefully global warming will help tourism up in Glacier.
Thanks, global warming.
All right.
Wait, can we, Asaph? I just want to tell you thanks for that awesome intro.
Oh,
I love Material Girl, right?
There's a reason why I did that. You'll find out.
Yeah, Asaph, has got his segment today, and he's going to be talking about his old manager or his old mentor, Bubs Blackwell.
I like the story that you told this morning about Asaph, and it's just Asaph came into Taco, and it was just I have a promise to make.
Yeah, I said I was gonna fulfill a promise and go get a taco from Noelle.
Are you gonna kill me, Asaph?
I was just all
of a sudden you whip out a sword.
It was months ago when you said it.
No, it was the other day.
It was when he said he was going to come in. I was I'm going to come in one day, and then
months later.
Yesterday, it was I don't remember. Did you say that?
I remember.
Yeah, my next door neighbor was with me, so we came. Jeannie and I came.
Girl. She's a very nice girl.
All right, let's do some social networking right now. If you want to find out more information about Wake Up Missoula, you can log on to our website at www.wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. You can see last time's episode, followed by you can see all sorts of videos and stuff, past interviews, last week's episode. We have David and Kathy, Powerbox artists. They're still looking for it's an art call for people who want to paint those nice colored boxes. We also have our Facebook page, and be sure to follow us on Twitter. I'll tweet you back. MCAT has a Twitter. Follow MCAT on Twitter. We do programming and all that stuff.
Yeah, MCAT's got its own Facebook as well. It's the Missoula Community Access Television. You can find out more information about us on there.
Yep, and
as well as our
25th anniversary of our MCAT,
which is April 22nd. Is our 25th year anniversary.
Which is 11 days, I'm assuming.
We've got an open house, so from 4 to 8, you can come on down. We're going to have musicians. We're going to have Asaph rocking on the piano.
The other day,
we have fire
our boss, Joel Bravo, is going to be catering.
Oh.
It's I don't know, it's not the television channel, but it's
the television channel?
No, it's Bravo Catering, and they're going to be catering. And I looked at this, was wow, this is fancy.
Oh, man. So we're going to have fancy catered food from the television station Bravo? Let's just say that. We're going to say that.
But if you're interested in being a part of MCAT and doing a show just like what we do on MCAT, but not as good as ours, because you're you and we're us,
we're the best.
You can go to MCAT.org. You can email us MCAT@MCAT.org. You can call us at 542-6228, otherwise known as 542-MCAT. And it's a year subscription. It's basically like getting a Costco card.
Yeah.
But it's half the price of a Costco card, $20 a year. And you get to rent equipment. It's you get to check out equipment from MCAT, Canon Rebel T3Is, and
you do
Canon.
Do everything. We have all the cool
G10s.
software too.
We have Final Cut X, and for some of you, we do have Adobe Premiere on some of the computers.
Yep. We also have this really awesome stop motion animation software called Dragonframe. And we're doing that with our summer camps this summer, and I'm just super excited.
Yes. And we do have a trending video. I want to show you how to make a baby fall asleep, and this is how you do it. I can tell that the parents would be like, "Go to sleep." Say it. All right. Okay.
It's so weird.
It's really weird. And apparently that's trending on the old YouTube channels about putting a baby to sleep. And you could probably use that for your drunk friends too, if you think about it.
Brag.
You like hanging out with Nadine, and you're just like, Nadine,
Girl, shh.
what are you doing?
Stop.
And she's like, no, stop it, Noelle, stop it.
Someone came into my work last night and they were talking about their children, and how she described her children was they were like alcoholic midgets running around your house wrecking everything.
Well,
it's kind of true.
Well, I know Mateo Emblem, and he comes in and does his thing here, and he says that his kids, he's on suicide watch when the kids are able to walk and get into all sorts of shenanigans. So it's basically, he called it suicide watch, and I was like, that totally makes sense. Since my niece is now walking and getting into all sorts of wacky adventures, which include cleaning fluids and
crazy
and detergents.
I love detergents.
And here's another trending video. I thought this was interesting. It's basically it's supercuts, but it shows kids eating foods from different parts of the world. And here's a little taste of that, and that's trending right now too.
Oh my gosh.
It's like a fermented soybean.
I know, I just found a dead fish in it. That was gross.
These 3 things look spicy.
You don't like that one?
It makes me go like this.
It's a peculiar taste.
And of course, you can watch all that on YouTube.
So funny.
It's kind of ridiculous.
It's hilarious. And what else is trending? Is that it?
Oh, we have.
We've got Google Trends.
Well, you better watch out for that hummus because it has listeria. Listeria is a genus of bacteria that contains 10 species, each containing 2 subspecies, named after the English pioneer of the sterile surgery, Joseph Lister. The genus received its current name in 1940. I would love to be named after a disease. But anyways, watch out for the hummus because it's been Sabra, like the hummus that you can get anywhere
that
pretty
stuff.
much.
Yeah,
they had bacteria and they had to recall a whole bunch of them.
Oh no!
So watch out for hummus today, kids.
Hummus. You better just eat a cheeseburger.
And then says, and also what's trending is Big Sean threatened
what is he?
Justin Bieber or whatever. Taylor Swift's mom has cancer.
Oh.
And the Apple Watch is expected to sell out, even though like the sticker price for an Apple Watch is about $10,000 for an Apple Watch. Would you pay $10,000 for an Apple Watch?
Who are you people?
Who are these people?
Who are these people?
Yeah.
I'd rather just spend it on clothes.
Apple clothes?
Apple clothes.
Which is like 10 times more expensive than anything else. What does it do? What does the Apple clothes do? It does nothing. It literally does nothing. It's like, I guess you can swipe it and it changes colors.
Virtual. Yeah,
Could you imagine?
Swipe it.
That would be an awesome shirt. Actually, I'm going to patent that shirt. Don't steal that shirt. Like, you have a shirt that's colors and you just do this. It changes colors.
How would it change with your body heat?
No, with swiping.
With swiping.
It's like, oh, hey, how's it going?
What chemical reaction? Come on, Scott, you gotta get scientific.
Chemical reaction. I'm still figuring out the kinks.
I want it all.
I think our guests are being impatient. We should
that's right.
out.
It's been 10 minutes. Okay, so we've got some comedians about to talk about some, their show, comedy stuff.
The Homegrown comedy competition is happening tonight at the Crystal Theater, and they're going to be talking about it right after this PSA.
Say, we're at an MCAT camp right now, and over the past summer, we've had many of them, so many that I can't keep track. And during these camps, we've had groups making movies all day long. It's a really great thing. And you can sign your child up today. The thing is, MCAT camps are amazing and fun, and everyone loves them. So, if you're thinking of camps to put your child in this summer to get them away from you, choose MCAT, because we know what we're doing, I think. And everything is just spectacular. Here I am, cat. Here I am, cat. Everything is cool. Here I am, cat. Here I am, cat. Everything is cool with a K.
Hey, we're back here with Robbie and Rochelle, and you guys are here to talk about comedy. So what can you tell us about this comedy competition?
Well, so Missoula Homegrown's been around for 4 years. This is our 4th year of competition. There are, how many competitors tonight?
Probably like 8 to 12.
8 to 12. And the top 3 advance to the finals. We already have 6 finalists from the first 2 rounds, and I think it's going to be a really good competition for the finals on May 8th.
Cool. And so how did the idea for the competition start?
I would say John Howard probably just decided, let's make this more interesting and make us hate each other.
Yeah.
So,
that sounds great.
and it works.
You look at Last Comic Standing, I'm sure they're all like living in a house together and like reality TV.
I wish we all lived in a house together. That would be great.
Well, in a way, like, it just kind of feels like, you see them in a house together and just like there's not much to write about, because if they're all experiencing the same things, they'll kind of say the same jokes. It's like, yeah, you dropped the toothbrush in the toilet, and then they all say that about the person, and the person's like, really?
Well, you could have angles though, you could have like the really glass half empty, like comparing it to life, and then you just have like the Seinfeld, like, what's the deal with
Dropping toothbrushes.
Who cleans these glasses?
Exactly. I think honestly, a lot of us comedians, if we looked at the same situation, we could all pull something pretty unique out of it.
I would think so, yeah. So then, let me ask you guys, how did you get involved with comedy? Let's start with you.
Well, actually, I met her, which is kind of a funny thing that we ended up being the ones on the show today. I met her offhand, and she introduced me to the improv group / comedians. They're kind of the same big bunch of funny people. So, yeah.
I just pull people in. I started over 2 years ago in November, and I'd gone to an open mic before because my friend had said, hey, you should check this out. And I watched, and I was like, I have to do this too.
Nice.
So I did.
Fun. And then, so do you guys always do the monthly Homegrown comedy at the Union?
She's way more consistent.
I haven't missed one, but you're up there every once in a while.
Yeah, or more once than, or more frequently than that, but.
And I've been lucky enough to be invited to other shows, and I've done some comedy around the state too, which is a lot of fun.
Nice.
Each crowd's a little different, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I bet Eastern Montana is a little hard.
Well, yeah, Billings is not easy.
Yeah.
It's not an easy to tell jokes as a woman, but
Yeah, I've heard billing comedians come over here, and it's pretty raunchy stuff.
they have a different frame, and I mean, whatever works in your community, that's great. And
Right.
a lot of them are really funny. It's just sometimes their stuff doesn't mesh too well with the Missoula crowd.
Oh yeah, it was kind of awkward when I watched it here. It's like everyone's like,
But there's some really talented people in that community. I get blown away. Diane Kylander, she's I think 80 years old now.
Really?
I could be wrong. She's gonna kill me, but she's like super old and super funny, and she does a lot in her act about how old she is, and it's really great. So don't worry, I'm not the first one to say it.
I would like to tell people, the people back home though, that if anyone has a desire to do it but are scared of like being heckled, we have some of the most forgiving audiences in Missoula. Even if you get heckle, other people in the crowd will come to your aid and heckle them back, and it's
Michael
nice.
Beers will threaten to punch them with his small arm.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So don't worry, they'll get taken care of. Yeah, I mean, I actually have been blown away with how welcoming the Missoula Homegrown scene is.
Good.
Like, pretty much everyone's friends. John Howard, he calls himself the camp counselor. And I'd say that's a fair way to put it, because I mean, we all want everyone to do well. I don't think there's any cutthroat or competitive attitude at all.
Yeah. Awesome. And then so I know that this competition has been going on for the past like month or two. So what night is this? What number is this?
This is number 3.
Okay, number 3.
Yeah.
First round.
Yeah, last qualifying round for finals. And then finals is on May 8th, and that'll be 9 people.
Okay.
And I haven't been saying it right. It's at the Crystal Theater.
It is at the Crystal Theater.
7:30?
Well, yeah, I would say get there by 7:30 because it's gonna fill up. But yeah, it starts at 8.
How has the comedy scene been because of this homegrown comedy competition? How has the turnout?
Is the turnout pretty good? Pretty good. I mean, we have some pretty good crowds. It's nice. And I mean, what's nice about the Crystal Theater is people are choosing to be there and paying to be there, so they're gonna listen.
There's definitely a lot of potential, and it's like if you build it, they will come.
Yeah, definitely. And I think John spent a lot of time doing that. He's put in a lot of work, and we've come out with and I mean, all of us put in a lot of work to create a comedy scene that's enjoyable. Anytime there's traveling comedians who ask for openers, we have no problem opening, and we usually do it for free too.
Nice. Yeah. And so, where do you guys get inspiration for your comedy?
Oh man, there's so many moving parts to that question. I'd like to think that it's just a matter of kind of stepping outside of your own head, because a lot of times it's so easy to get caught up in just kind of like doing the motions of the day. But I will say that like I found morning pages have been really helping me lately. You know, like just a couple minutes of writing kind of clears your head to kind of absorb the subtle things that'll happen in your day in terms of material.
Yeah.
I would say back home though to anyone, it's way easy to wait until the pressure of like the time deadline forces you to write. And I will say that like for me speaking, I've done like 5 sets now, and every single time I'm like learning my set like as the other performers are going on, and I don't really recommend that. But
we have a couple people who write on their hands and
I've done it
little
before.
notes and just bullet point, bullet point, bullet point.
Those are the tags for your jokes. Like if you have a specific tag, like I have one joke that's Lifetime movies. I have another one that's called adolescent blackface. So I mean, it all depends on, right? And I would say a lot of my inspiration comes from the thoughts that just don't leave my head. So like the stuff that just keeps churning and churning. And I'm like, all right, there should be something funny about this since it's not leaving.
Yeah.
And that's how it works for me. And preparation is so key. Oh my gosh.
Well, I mean, even if you have bullets, chances are good you're gonna have really sweaty palms. So
exactly.
Intelligible anymore.
Exactly.
So where can people find out information about you guys?
Well, you just type in Missoula Homegrown on Facebook. That's definitely a good way to find out about us. And I mean, our events show up on the Missoula events page.com, isn't that what it is? Missoula event page.com.
Google Missoula events.
And Google Missoula events. I mean, that's where a lot of it shows up. Show up at the Union 10 o'clock on Thursdays. They're going to be there drinking or telling jokes. So
cool.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Well, just thank you for bringing us on today.
Oh wait, what time is it? No, how much are your tickets?
$8.
Okay, $8.
Breaking the bank, and there's beer and wine there, so if you need to lubricate a little bit before laughing, we get it. That's probably what I say. Definitely come out and have a good time. Don't hesitate. It's a really good local event.
Cool.
Yeah. So you guys heard from Robbie and Rochelle. They're having a homegrown comedy competition tonight at Crystal Theater. It's part 3, going on to the finals, and it's happening at 8 p.m. tonight for $8. Be there. Be square.
Or be geometric.
Be round.
Be rectangular.
Be
Just
rhombus.
be whatever you want to be, but you should be there.
Yeah. All right. So we'll be right back right after this.
The harlequin duck is one of Montana's rarest birds. Currently wintering on the Pacific Ocean, harlequins migrate to Montana's streams to breed in the spring. One of the most productive areas is McDonald Creek in Glacier Park.
This 10-mile stretch of the creek from Lake McDonald to Logan Creek produces 25% of all of the chicks that are produced in Montana and has the highest breeding density of harlequins in the lower 48.
But when no harlequin duck chicks were found on McDonald Creek a few years ago, researchers wanted to learn more.
We had radio transmitters on these females, and we wanted to look at where in the stream do the females want to be in relationship to different stream features and habitat features, and also distance to going to the Sun Road.
While Montana is on the southeastern extent of the harlequin's range, there is concern these rare ducks are in decline.
Across the board, they're just difficult to study. They occur in these remote locations. Very little research has been done, and we just don't know much about them.
Through his research, Hansen believes we need to continue to monitor Montana's harlequin ducks and conserve the waters they use to maintain the harlequin in the future.
it was really important to know what are the focal streams, what are the important streams where a lot of these ducks are coming from, to focus our efforts to think about, how the stream is being managed.
I'm Winston Greeley, out among Montana's fish, wildlife, and parks.
How about them ducks?
We're back.
Yep.
Hello, everyone.
And speaking of water and water rights, we have an update from the mayor talking about what's happening with the water trial. And of course, if you guys haven't known, the water trial has been completed after 10 days, actually 10 days plus 2. It's kind of like D-Day plus 1. So here is what Mayor John England had to say about it. It's about a minute or two long, but he basically kind of wraps it up in a few sentences. And here it is.
And good afternoon. Relatively brief report today. I wanted to highlight a couple of things. First, expenses to date. We have spent $1.9 million on this endeavor. And we also have a pending invoice from Dotsopoulos, McDonald, and Lind for $15,000, and that'll be before you on the 14th as a function of our claims. As you all know, I hope, we had a trial that concluded on Monday at around 7 o'clock. We were at trial for the better part of 2.5 weeks, and many of you participated, and I appreciate your viewing and support. We believe that we presented the best case we possibly could, and the case is now in the hands of Judge Townsend. The court, based on public statements, may take weeks or months to reach a decision. We're not going to speculate. We'll wait until the judge has had the time she needs to consider the evidence, and we anxiously await that decision. And in the meantime, we'll continue to consult with attorneys as we consider what may lie ahead for us.
All right, so
Cool.
that's basically what the mayor knows about the trial, and kind of revamped everything. But an interesting case is that they did mention Missoula Community Access Television, who streamed it all, as in me, who streamed the whole entire trial. And I got some statistics to show you. So right here, you can see the total viewing hours of people watching the stream online. You can see about a total of 2,900 people, 2,902 people watched the trial over the course of 2.5 weeks.
That's awesome.
And the amount of hours that were viewed were 4,833. So that means they were watching it for combined 4,000, more than about 5,000 hours.
That's great. And if you guys can't really see in the corner, but down in the corner where it says who viewed it, yes, if we go there. So it says United States, 2,788 viewers. Canada had 16. Argentina had 2. And then other was 96.
Argentina.
Yeah, so it's just like, what are you guys doing over there in Argentina? You watching our trial?
Well, I think...
And then I want to know who the other are.
The person from Argentina, I think it was the guy who did the poplar trees in... at the wastewater treatment plant.
Oh, interesting.
Because they planted trees to kind of offset some of the water, to recycle the water, and it's like nothing's better than recycling water than the trees.
Yeah.
And so they leased out a farm, and they planted a whole bunch of poplar trees.
Interesting.
And MCAT's going to be doing a short little documentary on that. Be sure to watch it. Yeah. So
that's interesting.
And then I thought this was really nice because of Ed Childers from the city council talked about MCAT, and he was happy about how the trial went and how everyone's played a great part in it, and everyone went nice and smooth.
Thought that our lawyers did a bang-up job, and it's obvious to me that our case is far better than their case. It's obvious to me. I wanted to also thank the MCAT crew for putting that thing out, because it gave me the opportunity to watch you guys work from the comfort of my living room, far better than those wooden pews. So that's that. Mayor.
Okay, so
Cool. Thanks,
like you
Ed.
said, that's that.
Good job, Scott.
Yeah, I think it was a great time.
It was a great
And now, like
idea.
everybody and
Everyone watched it.
now everybody and their dog is asking for MCAT to do the stream, including
Exactly.
and not
Good.
to and that's the Give Local. The Give Local is gonna be streaming on live. I think it's May 5th.
Oh, very cool.
Sorry, I want to show it. I want to show it.
Yeah,
Here it is.
here's their.
Pause.
their,
There it is. It's like the day will tap into our community's passion for giving to bring together new and existing. Okay, I don't know. I can't read this.
But so it's a one-day event, right? Where it's everyone can call in, people can call in, or else go online and give back to all the nonprofits that we have in the community. On their website.
It's basically to piggyback on Buy Local.
Yeah.
By Giving Local.
Yeah, so on the website, Give Local website, givelocalmissoula.org, they have a list of nonprofits, and you can just click each one that you want to donate to. It's a minimum of $10.
Oh yeah, and there's a little PSA.
Yeah.
So
we'll show that.
I'm going to end the segment by showing this PSA, and when we come back, we're going to have Noelle talk about events.
Superhero. Give to your favorite nonprofits on May 5th at givelocalmissoula.org.
All right.
That was so nice. I love that PSA.
And May 5th is where they're going to be doing it at Karis Park, and they're going to have all sorts of events, and you'll be able to watch it online as well.
Mm-hmm.
It's be great. And I think Montana PBS or KUFM or AKA Montana Public Television, AKA the University Television Station is doing Pledge and Pledge Drive. So Joel asked me if I wanted to do it, and I was wondering if you actually. I'm just gonna ask you if you wanted to be part of the Pledge Drive and answer phones. Is hey, do you want to pledge to PBS?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
When is it?
I don't know.
I'm down to do that.
Joel's like, going to do it? It's like, yeah, okay. I don't even know when it is, and it happens, it happens on my birthday, and it's like, no.
No, it's my
not gonna happen on my
birthday.
birthday. It's probably gonna happen during the. I think I don't even know.
Well, their Give Local is in May, right?
Yes.
So I would think the Pledge Drive is probably in May.
May is where people will be asking for handouts all month long.
Oh God, so many handouts.
There's not a nice way to talk about it. It's like that's basically what it is. People are asking for money and stuff.
Yeah.
People are asking for handouts.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, if you're a
Sometimes you just gotta do that.
if you're a nonprofit like us, you have to constantly be asking for money.
Yeah.
Money.
You really do.
Because even big organizations like Missoula Asian Service, they have plenty of money, but you have to keep asking. Because if you stop asking, you'll stop getting. Think about it.
Stop getting money.
Stop getting money.
They're like, oh, they don't need money. I'll give it to someone else.
And then your grandparents won't be fed for Meals on Wheels. It's so mean. I know. I'm just
then your grandparents are gonna go hungry.
I remember when I was talking about not venturing on and just letting you do your.
I know
events.
we haven't even started yet.
It's 9. It's according to that clock, it's 9:30, but it's 8:30. Now it's time for events. Go ahead, Noelle.
All right. Okay. You're not gonna bet this, Scott? Are you done? All right, so what I've started on the weekend, there's so many things that are going on. I've decided to start getting like a little specific with my events. So the weekend events that I'm going to talk about are your art and music events. So for Friday, there's a hatching bird craft at the Missoula Children's Museum of Missoula from 11 to 11:30. It was a spring-themed craft using clothespins. Missoula Public Library has got their yarns, which is for knitters and crocheters to bring their lunch and their project to the boardroom, and they can craft and gossip and eat some food, which sounds awesome.
Gossiping is awesome.
Yeah, it's so fun. Starts at noon. And the line dancing group is at the Missoula Senior Center. It starts at 1 p.m. Advanced and beginners are welcome, and $1.50 fee is charged to cover expenses, because, you know, they are also a nonprofit. There's a wine tasting and live music by Tom Catmull from 4. So the wine tasting is from 4 to 9. This is at 10 Spoon Vineyard and Winery. And then the music is from 6 to 8:30. And so that's up the Rattlesnake. They've got antipasto plates, or you can bring your own picnic. And Tom Catmull is going to be playing.
Watch out for the antipasto. If you had pasta before, then the antipasto dissolves it in your stomach.
Yeah. If you make too much pasta, you can just eat the antipasto.
And then it just cancels it out.
Yeah.
It cancels out.
Children's Museum of Missoula, they've got their art series going on from 4 to 4:30. You can learn basic art skills and a little bit of art history too through fun projects and crafts. Oh, and then this is cool. So the Radius Gallery, they've got a fresco demonstration and art talk. So fresco is an ancient process of painting. And so this is put on by Leanne Boyd, and she has her art are inspired from the vestiges of the city of Pompeii, preserved by ash from the explosion of Mount Vesuvius in AD 79.
Nice.
So she uses the same trowel and plaster techniques and only natural pigments, and she recreates the aura of antiquity.
Wait, so it's basically an adult making a kid's volcano.
Well, I have a picture. So this is fresco painting, and as you can see, it's really, really neat and like looks really vintage and ancient and old. And so this is what Leanne Boyd will be showcasing today. Yeah, it's really cool. I thought that was really neat.
At first it's like, and then you show me a picture. I'm like, Just make those appeasing noises. It's like Sour Patch Kids.
Warheads.
Warheads? Well, warheads are just
This is
sour.
where you just...
Well, then they get bland.
Who are you?
No, I'm all about Sour Patch Kids.
Those kids.
Those kids.
Oh man. Okay, so up next so this is cool. This is an art show. This is a photography show at the Zootown Arts Community Center. It's called A Timeless Town in Time. This is by David J. Spear. And so these are a bunch of pictures that he's taken from Butte, Montana. In the mid-1990s, he was living in New York City and working for the New York Times, and he was sent to Butte to take a bunch of series of photos. And so he just like fell in love and just began coming back all the time and taking a bunch of pictures. So this is his art gallery at the Zootown Arts Community Center from 5:30 to 8:30 today, and the artworks will be there for the remainder of the month. And so it's just pictures of Butte, and it's Timeless Town in Time, of course. Yeah, so it's just pictures of people in Butte and places and
that sounds
a lot
like
of
the worst
history.
thing ever.
No, Butte is so cool. It's got so much history.
So much history. Well, at one time it was the most populated city in America.
Yeah, it was.
Well, I know, but no one has ever heard that one before. And speaking of not bantering, keep going, Noelle.
Okay, so this next one, I know, I think it's just Friday and we're both giggly. I mean, I'm always giggly though. I laugh at everything all the time, always. Yeah. Okay, so up next, we've got the Galt Market, which I tried to look up what a Galt Market was, but I couldn't find it anywhere. They kept sending me to weird websites. So a Galt Market, it says it's been around for decades, and you can find everything from bras to dolls. So it's at the Zootown Arts Community Center. It's a gallery opening, 5:30 to 8:30 as well. So they've got 2 shows going on. And yeah, check it out, Galt Market by Monica Wilson. I don't really know what it is, but maybe one of you guys can go there and enlighten us. It'd be awesome. The Family Friendly Friday with John Adam Smith is at the Top Hat Lounge from 6 to 8. This is a time where parents and kids can socialize and eat a bunch of food, and the kids can run around and scream and go crazy, and no one is gonna care because their parents are drinking. But that's fine. There's traditional Irish music at the Union Club at 6 p.m. tonight.
Maybe you can do that sheet thing with the kids and the adults. The kids do that with the adults with a napkin.
No, the adults pass out and the kids just go wild. They lock the doors.
And the kids would go wild with or without their parents.
Yeah, because it's go
being
wild.
late, 'cause they're kids.
There is an environmental nonfiction reading tonight in the Dell Brown Room of Turner Hall at the University of Montana. Starts at 7. It's put on by William DeBuys. And so he is an award-winning author and conservationist. He's going to deliver a nonfiction reading. It's free and open to the public, and it concludes the UM's Creative Writing Program's Spring Visitor Writing Series.
I can imagine how like I know people write stories and then like myths and then books and they call it fiction and then they had nonfiction. How bad would it have been to be following fiction like nonfiction?
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, we're nonfiction. It was like, why can't you just say you're like real?
Yeah.
Like, fact. And it's like I was like, we came after fiction. It's
yeah.
And like, can you imagine being the first person who wrote a nonfiction book? And it's like, this is a nonfiction book. It's like, huh?
What is that?
It means it actually happened. It's like, says who?
Why would you do that? Yes.
What? This is not a story? It's like, in story, in like fiction stories, thousands of people died. In nonfiction stories, 5,637 people died.
Weird. I know, I still get confused by the two. And then I have to think, okay, nonfiction.
But I love
real
nonfiction.
Fiction.
I love nonfiction.
I do too.
Nonfiction is more interesting than fiction for me a lot of times because if it actually happened, it's like, wow.
Mm-hmm. I'm in a creative nonfiction writing class right now.
Creative nonfiction?
It's online. It's cool.
It's online?
Yeah.
Nice. That's like the best way to be like, get a grade and not be sociable.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, so back to events. Missoula Public Library, every second Friday of the month, they do a free foreign film. And so April's film is Salvo. It's in Italian, starts at 7 p.m. University of Montana, they've got Dance Studio Works. It starts at 7:30 tonight in the open space in Park TV at the UM. $5 out the door. And so this is a dance performance. It's mostly modern. That's usually what the university does as their bag. And it is entirely student run. Features new works by students, faculty, and classes at the university. We've got Dead Hipster I Love the 90s at Monk's, 9 p.m. for $3. Zeppa Montana is playing at the Union Club at 9. Copper Mountain Band is playing at the Sunrise Saloon at 9:30. Lockstar Cartel with Bent Bones is playing at 10 at the Badlander. And then Yam is playing at the Top Hat at 10 for $5.
And don't forget the Homegrown comedy competition happening at the Crystal at 8 p.m. tonight. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep, for $8.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we are.
Yeah, that was Friday. Up next, we've got Asaph. And so I'm excited about this, Asaph. Okay, what do you want to show first?
First, let's show Deke.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Deke first.
This one?
No.
Yeah.
This one?
No. Deke.
Deke?
Yeah, that's the Madonna one. Yep, go over. Oh, yep. Okay, so.
We'll hear her. Yeah, we'll hear her first.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we'll just play some
music.
music.
She is singing Madonna's Vogue.
Oh, you don't need to go do it because it's just. No, it's just.
I know he wants to choke.
Oh. So what can you tell us about her?
Well, she is a personal friend of mine. I've known Deke since I was 20 years old. Deke was a student at Loyola Marymount University at the time when we first met. And I was just starting my career in music, and she had heard me play because I used to play for Loyola Marymount University in California. She contacted an artist manager, record producer named Bumps Blackwell. She said, "I gotta hear this young man play. He can play." So Deke set up an appointment for me to meet Bumps Blackwell. 2 weeks later, he called my parents and said, "I want your son to come to Los Angeles. I'm gonna train him and teach him everything I know." And my mom was leery at first because in those days there were a lot of record producers that had bad motives. And Bumps just reassured my parents. I was on a bus to Los Angeles, and I wound up living with Bumps Blackwell, and I studied with him for 3 years.
And so this is, how old were you?
I was 20 years old.
Okay.
Almost everything I know about music is because of Bumps Blackwell. But what's interesting about him is he was born in Seattle, and in the 1940s he worked with people like Quincy Jones when Quincy was playing the trumpet. He worked with Ray Charles. He groomed people like Little Richard, Sam Cooke, Sly and the Family Stone, Herb Alpert, the Tijuana Brass. I mean, this man's accomplishments is incredible. He wrote the song "You Send Me" that Sam Cooke made famous. He's responsible for the songs like "Good Golly Miss Molly," "Long Tong Sally," "Rip It Up," "Tutti Frutti."
Cool.
All those songs come from Bumps pretty much. And of course, Deke has done her thing over the years, her concerts and singing, so I couldn't be more proud of her.
And so the video that we're about to see is...
This is Bumps Blackwell and Little Richard together.
Okay.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah, I used to wash dishes at the Greyhound bus station. I was the only Jewish person in the kitchen washing dishes. Everybody else was colored but me.
And so there's Little
I
Richard,
was there.
and then Bumps
I washed
Blackwell.
dishes for 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Then I made Tutti Frutti, Good Golly Miss Molly, Long Tall Sally, and the Lord bless my soul.
When we recorded Tutti Frutti, Pat Boone sold more records than we did because they wouldn't play Richard on the Drake stations or up in my own hometown. And on the Long Tall Sally,
in those days it was tough for African American artists to get play and
we got the words going so
fast.
Was it?
That was just the way it was then.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
that's pretty much what we're talking about. But I'm very humbled to have had the opportunity to study with Bumps Blackwell.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, he passed away after 3 years of training before I was to become his latest client. He was going to be my manager.
Yeah.
But I went on to go to Las Vegas, and I played with Pat Guidry at the Marina Hotel at that time. Pat Guidry and the High Rollers, and the rest is history.
Cool.
So that's kind of my story in a nutshell. And I owe my entire career to Deke Cannon, because if it weren't for her, none of this stuff would have ever happened. There wouldn't have been no Bumps, there wouldn't have been no Pat Guidry, no Vegas, nothing.
Yeah.
If it weren't for her.
That's very neat, Asaph.
Thank
and so
you.
are you still in contact with her?
Yeah, I sent her an email just last night and told her I was going to talk about it on today's show, so she's probably watching or will be watching later.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah,
Cool.
She just recently married. She married a very handsome young man. And
Congratulations.
lives in
Deke.
Texas, so Deke, God bless you.
Awesome. Awesome. I hope she does check this.
Yeah, I think she'll be watching the show later on today.
Cool. Cool.
thanks.
Yeah, anything else?
No, I'm just very humbled that Deke launched off my entire career. I owe everything about me being music to her.
Cool.
I wouldn't be who I am if it weren't for this young lady here, and of course Bumps and all the other teachers I've had since Bumps Blackwell,
Yeah.
so it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Thanks, Asaph.
Sure.
All right. Now we're on to Saturday events. So up next, we, as like I said earlier, these are your weekend art and music events. So there's a Saturday Family Art Workshop. It's book sculptures at the Missoula Art Museum from 11 to 12:30. You can use old textbooks to create a 3D sculpture. They're going to fold pages into different patterns and make the books come to life as magical sculptures. Yeah, and so you can come a couple minutes early just to make sure you ensure a spot. There's no like registration or anything. You just go. So it starts at 11, so maybe come at like 10:30. There's a drawing and painting exploration with Bela Lax. This is at the Missoula Art Museum from at 1 to 3. This is for ages 8 to 12. $45 for members. $45 for non-members, $40.50 for members. And so students will learn the basic observational drawing skills as well as proper use of watercolor paints, and they will employ different techniques. Yeah, so that's at the Missoula Art Museum at 1, starting tomorrow. The Clay Studio of Missoula, they're having a family clay workshop, Flower Power, from 2 to 5 at the studio. It's $35 for an adult and a child or a friend of any age. It includes clay, glazing, and firings. Additional adults and children welcome per family are $15 an individual. Pre-registration is required, so call 543-0509. This doesn't happen until tomorrow, so I'm sure there'll still be spots if you're interested. There's another wine tasting and live music. This is by Malarkey at Ten Spoon Vineyard and Winery.
So many wine tastings.
I know.
So
I love
it.
There've been
Get your DD ready.
Yeah, seriously, there've been like 4 wine tastings this week so far.
Wine.
And so the tasting room is open from 4 to 9. Music is from 6 to 8:30. Like I said, they've got those anti-pasta plates. If you eat pasta, you can come and eat those. And live music by Malarkey, yeah. Missoula Art Museum, they have got Community Ties. This is an event. I tried to look online for more information and for tickets at the MissoulaArtMuseum.org, but I couldn't locate anything. So if anyone else is more interested in it, you can check out MissoulaArtMuseum.org to find out tickets and more information. But what it is, it's a elegant, progressive event to collectively celebrate the anniversaries of Missoula Art Museum, Carousel for Missoula, Missoula Children's Theater, Missoula Symphony Orchestra, Garden City Ballet, and String Orchestra of the Rockies. So it's basically
what they did with President's Day, but in Missoula, where they just kind of lump everything together.
Yeah.
Where's MCAT? No, MCAT has their own day. I'd rather have our own day.
Me too, and not be grouped.
Really grouped.
Please.
I'll be darned if I'm ever grouped with a carousel from Missoula. Sorry, Teresa. Or am I?
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Good luck on your construction and you're raising money.
Construction season. So at the MCT, Center for Performing Arts, there's a BYU Idaho Collegiate Singers are going to be performing. It starts at 7 p.m. Tickets are $5 in advance and at the door. And so they're dedicated musicians that will be performing an array of music styles at the Children's Theater. Proceeds from the performance will go to the Missoula Food Bank. Starts at 7 tomorrow. Downtown Dance Collective, it is April Tango Night at the Brick Room starting at 8 p.m. It's an Argentinian Tango Night. It is an unchoreographed dance, partner dance usually, but you can come by yourself and
meet somebody?
Yeah, meet somebody. There's no experience necessary. 8 p.m. all levels dance lesson, 9 to midnight.
And if you start dancing with yourself, you can think of that 80s song.
It's $10 a person or $16 a couple. Oh, there's some reggae at Monks.
Oh, that's a change.
That's what I was thinking too. I was like, whoa.
Oh, Monks? Okay. No R&B.
Whoa, Monks. No R&B. It's a new Reb and Set Song. 8:30 p.m. $5 advance, $8 at the door at Monks tomorrow. Oh, and Red's Bar, they're having their 5th annual 80s prom with Montgomery Distillery.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is the first thing Red's Bar ever posted anything in the events.
I know.
So, take it lightly, people.
Don't take it lightly.
Don't take it lightly. likely, whatever. Antipasta.
Just go. Yeah, we've been eating way too much antipasta this morning. There will be dancing and Montgomery Distillery drink specials. Dressing up is encouraged, but it's not required, but it should be required. Yeah. And so we've got Absolutely with Chris Moon and Monte Carlo at the 9 p.m. at Badlander tomorrow. That's some dubstep stuff. Cash for Junkers at the Union at 9. Zoo City at 9:30 at the Dark Horse. Pinky and the Floyd, 10 p.m. at the Top Hat Lounge. Tickets are $10. And then so usually I don't do Sunday events, but I've got some Sunday events just because it was art and music. Oh. So there's Art on Tap at the Montgomery Distillery at 2 p.m. This is a time for people to come together to socialize, relax, and create art in a welcoming and fun environment. And then the Ed Norton Big Band is playing at the Missoula Winery at 6 p.m. on Sunday. So it's from 6 to 8. Come early, dance often, $7 at the door. Local Yokels will be 6 p.m. at Great Burn Brewing Company. They are a new band to Missoula. They've been around for the past couple months.
We're doing a living room session.
Are you good? I was going to hit them up and tell them to hit you guys up or something. Yeah. So you guys will see them on MCAT Music, but they'll be at Great Burn Brewing Company at 6 p.m. on Sunday. Pacifier is going to be at Stage 112, 18 and up. Shows 8 p.m., $15 advance, day of the show.
Ooh, that's what I was like, what? They've been expensive lately.
Keith Reeves is having an organ recital at the Holy Spirit Episcopal Church at 7:30. And Jazz Martini Night is at the Badlander. This is every Sunday at 9 p.m., Badlander. Live jazz starts at 9:30 with Josh Farmer, the Vanguard Combo, and Front Street Jazz. So those are your art and music events for the weekend. As always, you can check out MissoulaEvents.net, the internet, the Independent, the newspaper, and they have lots of other kids stuff and education events too. Yeah.
And as per always, it is Friday, and it's time for Flagship Friday, and here is Flagship Friday video of the week, starring two Nathans from Hellgate High School. Here it is.
People are nice to me. Wait a minute. Why is there stuff outside? Because. This way. Why? Because. God, shedding my exoskeleton, purifying my soul. Where are you going?
Where are you going?
Places.
What are places?
Places.
Where's all your stuff?
I want to fly free. You're ridiculous. Now take your crap. It's a spiritual journey to New York. The difference between a spirit walk and just normal walking is the fact that you shed all your worldly possessions.
This conversation is boring. This is for a girl, isn't it?
Maybe.
What's her name?
Roxy?
I don't see why I have to carry all your crap.
Why don't you shed your exoskeleton too and fly free?
Stop acting like Hugh Jackman and Wolverine.
As Albert Einstein said, life is only the beginning. And travel free with the spirits to the lands of yesteryear. Walk through a pole or something. You just gotta mellow out.
Ain't no reason to even try. You might be half the world. I can't get you.
You need soul, my child.
Ain't no reason to even try.
You just gotta chow, Mambo. This is what you're doing. This is what you're doing.
Where are you going? You're supposed to follow me on a great journey across the road. Life is full.
Don't. Shut up.
You don't understand the beauty of the beads in life. Your life is like this sign full of goons.
People ride their bikes on the sidewalk anyway.
Yes, because they're living free.
They have good food, but it's so pricey. Have you ever?
The price is right.
If you could find some, you need to find jazz music that's like jazz music that just kind of goes over the wall.
Your life is like a river, flowing with endless possibilities of where you could go. Yet you waste it on food.
Did you Did he just call me fat?
Take the nicer things in life and leave all these worldly possessions behind.
As your mother said, you're stupid.
You are bound by rules. Take the wrong way for once.
If I did that, I'd probably kill myself.
Look here, my child, and listen to my teachings. Fish are people too.
Come on. Gotta go to the bathroom.
And that's why we ride like so. Yippee-ki-yay. Remember, you know deep down inside why you're here.
What are we doing? What? Why?
I like the river. Some people will tell you to go with the flow, but this man knows the true meaning of life, and he pushes against it with all of his might. To be or not to be, that is the question of life. The place where we are at right now is where people do grand gestures to the crowds.
No, please don't.
You could have anything.
No, don't.
But you decide to stay with your stuff. Shed it. Materialism. Shed it. Let it go. Go on a spirit walk. Don't end up like this bird.
No.
Hey, you could be free.
Condoms. Clothing, saddle-on, iron hose, wardens, stuff being dropped, other things.
It's pronounced sotto voce.
Okay.
You need soul. I'm at the peak of my fitness.
No.
So what did we learn today?
You're a dumbass.
You peaked in high school and pronounced sotto voce. Hashtag sotto voce.
Hashtag the cameraman is stupid. Let me try something.
All right, okay. That was enough of that.
Those kids are hilarious. I love those Flagship Friday videos. They're so funny. Especially those Hellgate ones. Oh my god, they're so funny. Well, as you all can see, that was very inspiring.
Yeah, very inspiring. So you can find out more information about our show by logging on to wakeupmissoula.wix.com/wakeupmissoula. We can find us on Twitter, Facebook, all that sorts of stuff. And if you want to be a part of MCAT, you can email us mcat@mcat.org, or you can call us at 542-6228. But I'm going to end the show a little differently. I'm going to end the show with some new programming. So this is what's going to be on new tonight on MCAT. So for Wake Up Missoula, I'm Scott Ramp.
And I'm Noelle McAvoy.
So the people with that outbreak were managed with what was considered state-of-the-art treatment, which was back in 1967, was intravenous fluids and replacement of electrolytes, et cetera. And their mortality rate was 23%. So that's kind of been the goal for Ebola outbreaks as well, is to get the mortality rate down into that low range for that disease as well.